take my tag off here. Aren't these fancy scissors? One of my grandchildren gave me those for Christmas. Gold even. And we're going to open up the bottom, put the top in, the bottom out. This is a 1524 work form from Craft Outlet. And I'm sorry we're delayed on this video, but we're working with dental issues here. When you get to be our age, there's various and sundry issues all the time. Excuse me. Okay, so let's begin. And remember this mesh that I got? And it has the black ribbon on the edges. Now, I actually cut this with my scissors because the rotary cutter, I probably could have got a new blade. I didn't like the way it was going through the ribbon, and it doesn't make any difference, the same kind of cut. These are all cut at 20 inches, and we're going to make ruffles. And the ones on the top are from the end of the roll, so they're quite curly. Let's see, let me move you here a little bit. You can get it. I'm just curling the very edge under. I don't want to curl under too much because they're only 20 inches, as I said. And the reason I wanted the 20 inches is because I will only need one roll of mesh to do the wreath. If you go longer, you have to use more mesh. It's 77 degrees here right now. Supposed to be back in the 50s later in the week, but we're getting more warmer days now than colder days. But lots of rain too. I haven't experienced a springtime in the fall, in the north for a long time, so I'm not familiar with what sorry, I have a frog in my throat. I'm not familiar with the kinds of weather, and of course I haven't ever had one in the Cleveland area, so it does change a bit because of the lake. But I was telling my son and my husband that I am seeing something this year that I haven't seen in 37 years. And you know what that is? Dandelions. They don't have dandelions in Florida, or at least I never saw any. And springtime in the north, guess what? Here come the dandelions. They also have a lot of beautiful daffodils everywhere. I think that must be the flower of choice for planting. And of course they're all popped up now. But I was just driving home yesterday, and I all of a sudden realized that the sides of the road were covered in these yellow flowers. And I thought, oh my gosh, they're dandelions. I don't remember the last time I saw one. I have seen many a dandelion growing up in New England, but not for a long time. This is really pretty. Get away from the other one. That's pretty. I'm sorry, I just had a cup of soup and probably have to clear my throat for the next 10 minutes. And right up the middle. When they have these edges on it, it's a little easier because you can kind of make sure your edges still stay the same distance apart. These work forms do make a nice wreath because they have dimension to them. This will probably be the last classroom wreath from my daughter-in-law's classroom because it'll soon be time to close up for the summer. I think they go to maybe the second week in June. So depending on what it is that I'm making, there may be time for another, but probably not. There we go. There's the bottom. Now let's open up the top. And right now, believe it or not, we're looking kind of just the beginning phases of looking for a rental, an apartment. And it was always known that, you know, living here in this house was a temporary situation because my son and daughter-in-law will both retire next year. And they have property 2 hours south of here, which will become their primary residence. And so this house will in fact go up for sale. So we were kind of looking, and because we don't have to wait till next year if we found a place that was ready and we're ready. Because they have to get this house ready to sell too. So we've been kind of peek-a-booing around, and one of the places, one of the complexes, I guess they call it a neighborhood, that we have been looking at was called Redwood, and they have Redwood apartments in lots of states, so you, wherever you are, may have heard of them yourself. But they have some pretty neighborhoods here. We haven't really gone to look at any except online, but filling in nicely, isn't it, huh? Alrighty, onwards and upwards here. I'm going to move those over here because they keep getting stuck to the one I'm trying to work on. And it fills in really pretty with the ruffles, are nice. Okay. I'm going to turn this one down here a little bit. I'd like it more left and right here. Here we are. I've got a few strings, but I always get rid of all the strings at the same time. just holding my thumbs, my two thumbs are like this, and I'm just pulling it towards me with my middle finger and ring finger, really. And I think I've got them all the way around. Look at that, huh? Okay. I think the next thing we'll work on is the sign. And I don't know where I want to put it. Probably a little over to the side, and then we'll put a bow over on this side. I'm going to cut this little string off. And I'm going to use 2 pipe cleaners and some felt. Now the felt is to try to keep the staple from coming through. I don't know if it will or not, but I always put a little bit of felt on. The only felt I have at the moment is pink, but that's okay, it's not going to show. So what I'm doing is just rolling it up a little bit so that I have a little bit of a cushion. And I'm going to put one up here. Oh, I thought it came through, but that's the antenna on the bee I'm feeling. It didn't come through, that's good. And then I just twist them around a little bit. Sometimes I have to take a hammer and push these in, but that feels like they're in there pretty good. So now we'll do the other end. There you go. So now let's see if we can get it on the wreath. I'm going to take this and just go down through this ruffle here. are. One side, the other side. I'm going on two different sides of the frame. Okay, and then I can twist it. All right. Now turn it over, and you can see where I've got them here. And I'm just going to take this and wrap it around this next frame, bring it back, go around itself, go around that frame a couple of times. Okay. And here, I'm just going to get this a little tighter here. Okay. And around the frame a little bit. There we go. Then we'll bring up some of the ruffles. Okay, now let's get a bow on this puppy. And let me get out a zip tie. I should have another piece of pipe cleaner, and I don't. So I'll get some, let's see what I got here. Hold on. Get some floral wire. And I am going to do this one by hand because it has a pattern on it. And it'll give me a pretty good, and what I'm going to do, let me think here. I am going to do it a little differently. I'm going to do this. Okay, I really didn't even need to cut that. I'm going to come down and make a loop. Then I'm going back this way and making a loop. going to come down again and make another loop. See, I'm keeping my gnomes in the same direction. Going up and this side and making another loop. Nope. I'm going to do one more. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to cut another piece. And add that to the bottom, right in here, for the tails, okay? And that way, maybe, wait a minute. Okay, this one here. And this one here. Because I want my gnomes to all be in the same direction. So now I'm going to take a zip tie and get it started. Bring it around to the back. Get a piece of the floral wire. And on the back, I'm going to try to squish this under. Well, it is going under there, but I don't know where it went on the other side. There you go. It's coming. Okay, now I'm going to pull it as tight as I can get it. Just need to cut the ends of this. Okay. Whoop. Again, we're going right down through the frame. And the floral wire is more difficult to work with because, now I'm going to turn it over, which means I'm going to squish my ribbon, but if you hit something, it bends and then it's headed in the wrong direction. So we'll have to puff it up again. I like that. Very good. Now, we have one more component to put on here. Oh, some bees. Now, I'm thinking that I can use the twist ties on the form for this. So what I have to do is just shorten them a little bit. And this might be difficult because, oh, they're not. Oh my goodness. I thought they were going to be very hard to cut. Not hard at all. We'll put one right here. And I'm bending up that stem and then wrapping them around one more time, just to make sure it's secure. Going around the stem, giving them a twist, then I'm bending the stem up in between the ties and giving it a couple of more twists. So it's not going anywhere. You see that one? I think maybe down here. Taking the twist tie and wrapping it around that green stem, the bee stem, twice. Then I'm taking the bee stem and bending it up inside the twist tie, and I'm going to go around again. Look at that. All right. Isn't that something? Let me hang it up on the door and let's get a good look. I've got 6 more bees, I think. But I don't think we need any more. I think the 3 with the bow and the sign is plenty. And I could put one here, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just leave the bow there. All right, let me get it up on the door and we'll see what it looks like. Right back. There you go. Isn't that pretty? I love it. It really looks springy. And the ribbon is so cute. And the bees just add the perfect touch. I'm going to fix one of the ruffles. Hold on a second. There you go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So that'll look cute in the classroom. And actually, my daughter-in-law raises bees, has beehives. So it'll be right up her alley. So that's it. And that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it was delayed, but I think we had a good time anyway. And I'll be back, I think, tomorrow with a cooking video. So until then, everybody have a great afternoon. We're watching the Masters. So now you know what weekend this is. So until I see you again, everybody be safe and play nice now. Love you. Bye-bye.